I tried the law of assumption for over 2 years, and this is what happened. A lot of amazing things happened, but I also wasted a lot of time following fake gurus and looking at misconceptions, and I would love to save you a lot of time in this video today. Now make sure you stay to the end, because I'm going to share the mindset shift that made it all click. If you don't know me yet, my name is Gareth, and I'm a manifestation coach and a subconscious reprogramming expert, and I've been able to manifest some amazing things into my life. So I manifested 10 million streams as a professional music artist. I was able to leave my career as a health and safety manager after going to the top of the petrochem industry. I was able to work with a world famous and be mentored by a world famous spiritual master. And I also manifested the woman of my dreams, quite literally, and beautiful relationship. And now I've been able to help over 100 people in my capacity as a coach and a manifestation guide. You can see some of my groups here with 80 people, 20 people, 25 people inside my groups that I've been able to personally help. But I'm going to be real, it wasn't always easy. And I think a lot of people get relatability from me because they see that my story is genuine and they see where I've come from and where I've got to. And I've helped a lot of people to achieve this. Now, I tried hundreds of different things that didn't work. My journey started with The Secret, which is based around the law of attraction. You may have seen that. It's a movie by Rhonda Byrne, and it's a beautiful movie. A lot of people start here in spirituality, but there's a lot missing, and it's really flawed. It's very basic commercial information, and it's really flawed. And I found after attending hundreds of seminars, reading over 200 books on spirituality, manifestation, self-development, I found there was a lot missing from it. And then I started to practice the law of assumption, and I'm going to break it down for you in this video, all of my findings and the fastest way that you can really save yourself a lot of time in between and just really start to embody this person that you're going to become, that you're becoming right now with this shift. The emotional truth of it was, when I started with The Secret, it felt amazing. It just sparked something off inside me. And I don't want to say anything derogatory about it, whilst the objective facts are, it was missing certain pieces of the puzzle. It was absolutely incredible. And it started a massive wave in the world. There was a lot of positivity that came out of that. But it sort of held this theory that you put your hands on your heart, you visualize driving a Lamborghini, and then it comes. And a lot of people go, Lamborghini, Lamborghini, it doesn't screech up, and they say this doesn't work. Now, the information in The Secret is absolutely true. It's talking about the law of vibration and spirituality and how you can visualize your dreams and they will come into fruition. But there was a lot missing, and I'm going to dive into that right now with you. The law of attraction is absolutely real, and I've tried many things from The Secret, like vision boards. I'm sure a lot of you have tried a vision board where you put pictures up on your board, you start to look at it, and suddenly it comes into your life. But it wasn't always like that. I started with cups of coffee, manifesting a parking space and small things. But when it came to things like finances and getting big career promotions and manifesting your certain SP, it wasn't always that easy. There was a lot more resistance around those things. And pretty soon you can start to get discouraged and you think it doesn't work. One day something happens, it's really good, and you believe it, and you're screaming from the hilltops about it. And the next day something goes wrong, and you literally believe the whole thing doesn't work, and you want to wrap it in. I went through these stages for a while, and there was a bit of confusion to it because I thought this thing definitely works. Something intuitively told me this thing worked, but I knew there was bits missing because when I was trying to manifest bigger things into my life, it wasn't happening, and I would start to like spiral to a place where I just didn't believe it anymore. Now I was trying things like affirmations without belief. You know, you're saying affirmations, you scream them even louder, you're pumping your fists, but there was something missing. Like I say, the vision boards, which were creating pressure instead of inspiration, making me think that, you know, it's not happening. So I'm getting discouraged really quickly. And like half truths that really keep you stuck. So when somebody gives you half of the picture, but they don't really tell you the rest of the information. And I went on a deep dive, really trying to find the best, the most powerful way that I could really embody this thing, because something told me it was right, but I also knew there was more that I needed to learn. I kept on looking, I kept on searching. I literally read hundreds of books, and then I came across the work of Neville Goddard. And I have to say, from my heart space, absolutely love this man. I literally love him. There's a massive picture above me now, above my wall, saying, "Isn't it wonderful?" with a picture of Neville Goddard. I got pictures here of the man himself as well. And it's really close to my heart. So you can tell I'm speaking about something that literally changed my life here. And I got pictures of the main man all over my house for this reason. I really do love this guy from his teachings. Now, what I realized is the law of attraction says you need to vibrate at a certain frequency because like attracts like, and it certainly does. But the resistance with that is that you're trying to draw something you don't already have. By saying you're attracting something, you're trying to become this version. You're trying to vibrate high, and you feel like you're forcing it. And that's where the doubt comes in, and it really discourages you. Your energy gets off, and you literally start pushing the thing away in that moment. So there's a lot of contradictory evidence there. So with the law of attraction suggesting you just vibrate higher, you start to attract things to you. The fastest way that massively transcends and supersedes that for me, in my opinion, and in my results, in the opinion of most of the people that you will find on these topics now, is that the law of assumption just completely jumps over it, because you literally assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So you start to assume the identity of this new person, and you literally identity shift into that role, and you're instantly that person. And I never understood. I used to think it was just clickbait when they used to say manifest something in 24 hours, until I read Neville Goddard's work, because it made so much sense to me. And a lot of it was having belief in the unseen, because the things that you're vibrating and trying to vibrate into your surroundings, the things that you're trying to become and draw into your reality, they take time to crystallize. So even when you start thinking about something and feeling it emotionally, you create it in the quantum field in that moment, in the invisible realm, and it does start coming towards you. But you've got to really hold that emotion and start to embody that and start to walk like the person who already has this thing and act like the person who already had this thing. So when I started MCing, which is like rapping, I started MCing, I was going to crowds of like 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And I started to visualize myself showing up to raves with the people that I aspired to be like, big artists. And lo and behold, before long, I started to embody that emotion. I would play this scene out in my head as I was writing my lyrics. And before long, I was in crowds of massive crowds of thousands of people, up to 10,000 people performing all over the world and able to perform alongside my favorite artists, and also hitting 10 million streams and just getting millions of streams and lots of support to my music, which was absolutely amazing for me. And also being able to shift into being a coach or being a guide. I don't like the word coach, but a spiritual guide and a business owner, and being able to help so many people, going through 180 courses. I've helped hundreds of people to manifest massive things into their life. And you can work with me. There's a form below if anybody wants to apply to ever work with me in coaching, because I get really great results with people. But I had one client. I didn't know how I could ever become this coach. And old me with my limiting beliefs trying to attract this. That seems impossible. How am I going to attract this into my life? How am I going to draw this thing into me in my life? But I started to believe I was a coach, and I saw other people who came through in this way. And a friend of mine, I spoke to somebody that I knew who I very much aspired to be like at the time. And he was saying to me, I just am this person now. I'm assuming this identity. And that's what you do. You assume this identity. So I started to believe in my head that I was a coach. And I just shivered then, even just saying that, because I started to believe, no, I am this person. And you literally trick your subconscious into believing this is true, because the subconscious just believes what you feel, and you imprint this with emotions onto the subconscious, and then it runs the show for you. And the subconscious is also attached to the superconscious, which is the universe, and starts to draw synchronicities and bring things much closer to you, which moves the bridge of incidence outside you as well. And it all works together powerfully. And when you put the energy into impressing the subconscious with the emotion, it's not even you that's running the show. The subconscious is doing it for you. And like Neville says, you have no will to act. I didn't really understand that. I was like, what do you mean I don't have the will to act? Well, what Neville says is the subconscious acts for you automatically. And I found this to be so true by using these techniques. When I started to embody these feelings of being a coach, massive things started to happen for me. Started to draw 20 people into my new program, a program I didn't even have yet. I just believed in my head I was a coach. I started to impress the subconscious mind, feeling these emotions as I was learning what to do. And I started a new conception of myself. And I started to feel how that's going to feel now I have it. Not in a future time, like I already do have it. And this is why affirmations don't work, because they're lacking emotion. People say them, but really they've got a subconscious belief, and it's your belief. And when you decide, because it is a decision, that self-belief that I'm going to have this thing, I started to quickly sell courses, should I say, to people and enroll people into my courses at a fast rate. And I mean 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. Then word started to spread and it started to grow, and things just started to come really fast, really quickly with no resistance. And that's when I realized how much the law of assumption transcended the law of attraction. And you've got to make this thing seem really natural. Like, you've just got to feel like it's natural. Like, not even when you get a result, not necessarily jumping around and telling everyone, because if you were a massively successful coach, you wouldn't be telling everyone and celebrating. Like some people, you've got to celebrate quietly to yourself. But some people, what they do is they get an achievement and they announce it massively, and oh, thank you so much. And what it implies is that's a massive thing for you. That's a really big one-off event for you. Like, it's not natural. So you're like, yeah, this is obvious. When these things start to happen, I'm like, this is obvious. This is my choice. This is the new conception of self. And a lot of work went into this from reading Neville Goddard's work, and I have read 17 of his books cover to cover and studied them meticulously. And I've literally drawn out techniques that I help people with, lots of techniques inside my courses that are really powerful to really make this shift. But I'd highly recommend you to go and read his work. Some of the work I can recommend is The Feeling is the Secret, The Power of Awareness, At Your Command. These are powerful books, and I could go into some more, even more esoteric books of his, but I highly recommend you start reading this stuff because it's the way it makes you feel. It's a feeling universe, right? And it's just, every time I read it, I just feel absolutely amazing about it. There's nothing that I could share. And I'm shivering so much because I just want to read Neville now all the time. That's all I want to do and I'm always learning. I'm a continuous learner. I like to learn stuff, but I know we're living in an ocean of emotion, right? It's a feeling universe. And this stuff just makes you feel amazing. How are you going to feel when you're free? Ask yourself these questions if you're still watching this far. You're here for a reason. How are you going to feel when you're free? How are you going to feel now that all of your issues have been solved? Relax, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, and start to imagine that you've just brought these clients into your business. You've just left your 9 to 5. You've got this partner. And that's also how I attracted my partner while I'm on the case, because I started to say, I'm going to manifest a beautiful woman. I actually said to my mother, I'm going to manifest a beautiful woman soon that matches my identity of self-love and self-respect. And I did. I met the woman of my dreams. She's absolutely stunning. She's actually making my tea right now. Thank you. But yeah, I love this woman so much. And all I started to do, I said it, I spoke it, and I knew. And you've got to know with absolute certainty. And what you believe to be true is what you will attract and what you will achieve. But I don't like the word attract so much, because you're going to embody. You're going to embody this person. Once you become this person, it has to happen. It must harden into fact. That's what Neville says. Your assumption must harden into fact. But you've got to hold it right, because there's going to be a delay period. There's going to be 30 days, 60 days. The only thing that slows it down is your level of doubt. Once you assume this, the whole world bends to match your vibration and your vibration of already having this thing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as me. Thank you so much for listening. If you came this far, I really appreciate you. Please hit subscribe, hit like, comment below. I am stepping into my greatest version if you really are ready to make that shift. In the very moment that you write those words, that is your decision. And the only thing that stops that coming to you is your level of doubt, because you absolutely deserve this, and abundance is your birthright. Also, if anybody wants to work with me, there's a form below that you can fill out, a one-to-one coaching application, and I would love to have you in my large group of amazing, wonderful people. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Big love.